What is up, ladder climbers? Antoine Wade here from Elevate to the Unknown, the Way Report in nextgenheights.com. And it is Wednesday, February the 18th, 2026, 7 a.m. Central. And we are live on the Daily Climb. This morning, Business Insider published a story with a headline that should stop you in your tracks if you are a professional in America. 6 companies that have signaled they are replacing human employees with AI. Not might replace, not could replace, are replacing them with AI. It was said, 6 companies said it. That is what we're going to be talking about today, guys. Ain't that insane? At the same time, the creator of one of the most popular AI coding tools on the planet went on the podcast yesterday and said that the title software engineer will start to go away this year in 2026. Those are his words, not mine. Meanwhile, we got Palo Alto Networks, a $70 billion cybersecurity company. Their CEO said last night on an earnings call, "Tell me how many enterprise AI apps are driving tremendous throughput." I can't think of any, he said, but coding apps. So the man who built the AI coding tool says coding is solved, and the CEO of a $70 billion company says coding is the only thing AI solved. Both are right. And that tells you everything about where this economy is headed. Today, we're going to break down the replacement economy, what it looks like, how it works, and exactly where you need to position yourself. Guys, this is the Daily Climb. I'm Antoine Wade. Let's look at the data, okay? But before we do that, let's see who's all in the house. We got the Life of Cam in the house. Good to see you, my man. We got Derek Wee in the house. We have Big Suggs in the house. We have AR in the house. We got Aisha in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. STI's in the house. And somebody says my audio is muted, but I know that's not the case because I can see it jumping and I see you guys jumping. So that person needs to turn on his audio, and that's you, Mr. Topaz. All right, let me walk you through what dropped in the last 48 hours, okay? Because something shifted this week. Companies stopped being vague about AI and jobs. They started saying it out plainly. They started saying it out loud. They started using the words, "We are using AI to replace humans." Let me start with the biggest one. Klarna, the buy now, pay later company. Their CEO went on a podcast on Monday and laid it all out. In 2022, Klarna had 7,000 employees. Today, they have 3,000. That is a 57% reduction in 4 years. But here's what he said next. He expects the company to drop below 2,000 employees by 2030, 7,000 to 3,000 to under 2,000. And he explained exactly how it happened and how it's happening. Not through mass layoffs, through what he called natural attrition. When someone leaves, they don't replace them. AI picks up the work. If you don't believe me, I want you guys to listen to the video of him saying this. Check this out. Okay.
I mean, Klarna has been shrinking. We used to be 6,000 or over 6,000 people, and we're now less than 3,000. And I didn't ask for a single dime to do all of this, right? And the reason for that is because I've seen the acceleration of AI, and I know we can ship all these things on the existing organization. We've gone from 7,000 people, we're now below 3,000. We've shrank 50%. And the majority of that is just through normal attrition. We initially, when we had 2020, we did a little bit of layoffs, but that was, not that big of a number compared to what has happened since then. And so that was the reason. It was easy for the board to take decisions. I didn't ask for a single dime in investments.
Is 2030, how many employees do you have then?
Less, for sure.
2,000?
No, I think it may very well be even less than that.
No.
Who? He said it. He said it. By 2030, the question was asked if he's going to have 2,000. He said, maybe even less than that. And their AI assistant does the work of 853 full-time customer service agents, saving the company $58 million. He said the board allowed it to happen. He didn't have to ask for any money. He said on the podcast, I'm in Dario's camp, referring to Anthropic CEO who said AI could eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs. I want you guys to type replacement in the chat if you see this happening at your company. Type replacement in the chat, okay? I want to show you the rest of the scoreboard. Salesforce. Their CEO went on the podcast last year, and I've shared this many times. We've talked about it, and said that he reduced customer support from 9,000 to 5,000 because AI agents could do the work. 4,000 positions gone. IBM. Their CEO told Wall Street Journal that they replaced hundreds of HR employees with AI. And he said he could see 30% of back offices roles getting replaced for over 5 years. HP. Had a conversation about HP on yesterday. Great company. But they went from 4,000 to 6,000 jobs being replaced by 2028, directly citing AI initiatives. Estimated savings, $1 billion. Fiverr, the freelancing platform, cut 30% of their workforce. Their CEO told staff in a memo, AI is coming for your jobs. And those were his exact words. And Amazon, their CEO said AI-driven efficiency gains would shrink the workforce in coming years. So they've already cut 30,000 corporate roles since October. So you got 6 companies. Not anonymous sources here, not speculation anymore. CEOs are coming out on podcasts saying, we are replacing people with AI. They're saying it in earnings calls. They're saying it in SEC filings. They are saying it out loud. At one point in time, this was hush hush. This is no longer hush hush, guys. In January 2026, had more layoffs than any January since 2009. Now, here's the other side of the coin. And this is important. While these companies are cutting, the people who build AI are in a bidding war. Business Insider reported this week that OpenAI and xAI spent the weekend arguing on social media about whose office has better food and better wood-fired pizza. That's what the two companies are battling over. Your office got better food, or my office got better food? Whose office got better wood-fired pizza? That's not a joke. The companies building AI are fighting over engineers with 9-figure compensation packages in artisan pizza. Artisan pizza, however you want to pronounce it. While the people AI replaces are getting muted Teams calls. They're getting their Slack channel interrupted. They're getting emails late at night at 3 a.m. in the morning saying they're eliminated. That is the economy we are in right now. 2 tracks, the builders and the replaced. And then on yesterday, Andrew Yang, the former presidential candidate, he wrote a piece that said AI will kick millions of white collar workers to the curb in the next 12 to 18 months. It's not me saying it. It's Andrew Yang. And he went on CNN to say it as well. You don't believe me? Listen to his exact words. Check this out.
I'm concerned about how you would rate this warning from the CEO of Anthropic. I mean, does humanity need this wake-up call?
I rate this warning a 10 out of 10, Laura. Dario Amodei is the CEO of Anthropic, one of the most successful AI companies right now. Claude is replacing coders at an industry-wide scale. And Dario has raised his hand and said, you know what? You should start taxing AI companies, including us, because we're going to replace up to 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs in the next 1 to 5 years. He's not talking his own book. He's actually calling it like he sees it, and we should take him 100% at his word.
In that article, Andrew Yang said, do you sit at a desk and look at a computer much all day? Take this very seriously. Mid-career office workers, middle managers, call center workers, marketers, coders are all on the list. And you said the stock market will reward companies that cut headcount. We've seen it. You've all seen it. We've talked about it. And it will punish companies that do not. Which means once one company starts cutting, every competitor follows. I want you guys to type scoreboard in the chat if you see the pattern. Type scoreboard in the chat. This is the scoreboard. You see it on the channel. You see it on the screen. 6 companies said it out loud. Andrew Yang says millions of pink slips are coming. The AI coding tool creator says software engineers as a title is going away. But here's the question that matters. How does it actually happen? Not in the headline, not in the podcast. How does AI displacement actually hit you at your desk on a Tuesday morning or a Wednesday morning? Well, a company in Australia showed us exactly how, step by step. Let me show you the playbook, okay? Stay with me on this next segment. This is the playbook of how it happens. This is going to be very, very important for you to pay attention to. All right? This is maybe how you can do this as a leader in the company if you are in one of those positions of power. This segment is the segment that I need you to lean in on, because this is one that is personal for a lot of people and can be personal for a lot of people in the room today. Telstra, Australia's largest telecom company. They cut 650 jobs in a single announcement last week. But it wasn't a simple layoff. It was a 2-pronged attack on their own workforce. Prong 1, 209 jobs eliminated through an AI joint venture with Accenture. They spent $495 million on a partnership to automate business processes. The AI handles what it can. Those workers gone. Prong number 2, 442 jobs outsourced to Infosys in India. The work that AI can't do yet, but it is too expensive to do in Australia. What do? You ship it offshore. AI handles the automation, the automatable. Offshore handles the rest. That's the playbook. And here's how the workers found out. A woman asked to go by the name of Kate was called into a group Microsoft Teams meeting. There was no chat function enabled. No microphone access. So she couldn't ask any questions. She couldn't respond. She was told, Two options on a slide. Option 1, submit an expression of interest to work at Infosys. There is no guarantee of acceptance. Option 2, enter the redundancy process. So years of work at one Australia's companies, one of the biggest Australian telecom companies, if not the biggest telecom company in Australia, reduced to a muted Teams call with two options. Now, many of you guys saying, oh, Antoine, that's just Australia. Well, this is not just Telstra. This is a template. This is the three-phase corporate playbook that every large company will follow. Phase 1, partner with an AI consulting firm. Accenture, Deloitte, McKinsey. Spend 100 to 500 million on AI transformation. Automate routine processes. Cut those workers. Phase 2, partner with an offshore services firm, such as Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Cognizant. Outsource the remaining manual work. Cut those workers. Phase 3, maintain a thin domestic workforce. Executives, regulatory compliance, client-facing relationship managers, salespeople, and the people who manage the AI in offshore teams. That's it. That's the model. Telstra did it in one announcement, and their CEO called it reducing complexity. Now, remember what Klarna CEO said on that podcast on Monday. Natural attrition. When people leave, we don't replace them. And remember what Morgan Stanley published this week. They asked whether AI means a phase and period where natural attrition isn't replaced, efficiencies are realized, and margins are expanded. Translation from the Wall Street speak: companies won't fire everyone on Monday. They'll stop replacing people who leave. Your job doesn't get eliminated in the headline. It evaporates over 18 months as departures aren't backfilled. Klarna CEO described it. Morgan Stanley renamed it. Telstra executed it. Same playbook, 3 different angles, 1 reality. I want you guys to type template in the chat. If you've seen this, if you understand this, type template in the chat. If your company has announced an AI partnership, type template in the chat. Okay. Now, who survives this? Who survives all this new world that we're living in? I'm just an analyst, guys. I'm giving you what the data tells me. I'm giving you what the stories are telling me. I'm putting it all together, giving you the sauce so that you are educated on what's happening today. This is grad school. This is your real MBA. So who survives? People who get cut. Okay? Who survives? And the people who get cut. Well, the people who get cut are the routine process executors, back office operations, customer support and help desk, standard IT maintenance, mid-level managers whose primary job is coordination. Who stays? People who stay? The people who build and implement the AI tools, the people with deep domain expertise that AI can't replicate, the client-facing relationship management roles, the regulatory and compliance specialists, and leadership. The question for your career is this: when your company announces their AI transformation partnership, are you the person building the future or the person the future replaces? Answer that question. And I want you to type attrition in the chat if that changes how you see your job security. So that's the playbook, guys. AI automates what it can. Offshore handles the rest. Natural attrition does the quiet work. But here's the thing. Some people saw this coming and they started moving before they were forced to. 2 stories from this week that show you exactly what that looks like. I'm going to share that with you. Stay with me on this next segment, because this segment right here has some solutions that you can copy if you are afraid. Okay? Business Insider, they published 2 stories this week about real people making real career decisions. And together they paint a picture of 2 paths that are available right now. Okay? You know, I like to go to Business Insider. You guys know that. I like to share stories with you from Business Insider. There's remarkable stories on here of people doing some wonderful things and that have some wonderful solutions. But the first story is a story of a guy in his 30s. He got laid off from a tech job in 2022. Had a mid 5-figure severance package. For years, he'd been thinking about getting an MBA. The classic move. Go back to school. Get the credentials. Come out on the other side. It's a classic move, right? Sounds like what a lot of people do, right? If you guys want to check out the article, it's called "I Got Laid Off and Used My Severance Money to Launch a Startup. Here's why it felt like less of a gamble than pursuing an MBA." His name is Sam Perry. Okay? This is Sam Perry right here on the screen. But when Sam looked at the numbers, he looked at Harvard, he looked at Wharton, he was going to be spending over $100,000 a year for 2 years. And guess what? There wasn't any guarantee of a job at the end. So he made a different bet. He used a fraction of his severance to build a startup instead, an HR technology marketplace. He launched it, got it off the ground. And in 2024, the company was acquired. He's now a group vice president at 40 years old. His quote from this article: "Many people have MBAs. Far fewer people have built and sold something." I love that quote. Many people have all this education. Far fewer people have actually built something and have sold something. I want to share with you guys a video that I came across on just career pivots. I want you guys to listen to a little bit of this conversation real quick, so that if you are in a transition, you know that it's not too late to reinvent yourself. Okay? Listen in.
And impact. She also hosts the Artful Gourmet podcast, where she dives into confidence, intuition, and what it truly takes to sustain a creative business in a competitive industry. Kristen, welcome to the roundtable.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the show today. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. I am too. When I read your background and went through it, I researched and was just getting to know you a little bit. Wow. It is just, I'm excited to dive in. One of the biggest questions that our audience asks is, I guess, how do you know when it's time to sort of reinvent your career? And what does that shift actually look like?
Okay, so I think I've reinvented my career at least 5 or 6 times in my life. Where do I
Good for
start,
you.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to dive way back, I went to school for graphic design. I had a BFA in graphic design, went to school in Buffalo and Columbia, South Carolina. And my first job out of school, I was doing advertising sales because I didn't have any experience as a designer. I had wanted to move to New York and I couldn't find anything. You know how it is when you're 21, you have no experience. And I'm like, I'm going to New York City. And my mom's like, really? Are you going to get a job?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to try. So actually I ended up moving to Atlanta in the early 90s, One of my
Okay.
good friends that, yeah, she and I were both national student exchange students at the University of South Carolina. So we were like visiting.
She's a gamecock, guys. She's a gamecock. Let me speed it up. Let her get to the meat a little bit.
Crazy, but amazing. It was such a cool experience. I originally had thought about doing an MBA in like marketing or something like that because I wanted to learn the business side of design. And I was looking into MBAs at like Georgia State and Emory and all these places in Atlanta. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do the math part. Like I'm a creative, right? So I started looking into other programs internationally. There was an MBA design management program that was new. They had the program at RMIT University in Australia, which is where I ended up going. There was also one in Westminster University in London. So I'm like, if I'm going to go study overseas, it needs to be English speaking, obviously, because that's, I don't know any other languages, and they had only maybe a few schools that offered this degree. Well, still to move to New York.
So she got an MBA, went out of the country, got an MBA, and she got into design. And then now she's a coach helping individuals to transition in the world of AI today. That's the story. But she talked about how she went about transitioning her career over many years. And guess what, guys? Many of you have already done that already too. That's the whole point. We have all done so. We were once in high school. We went to college. We probably went to college and didn't get into the work that we thought we were going to get into. And then we had to transition. And then we got our foot in the door. Then we transitioned and did something else. And then we did something else. In your 40s or your 20s or your 30s or your 50s or your 60s, you can still reinvent yourself. I love the podcast where they had just an authentic conversation. And one of the things that was said on here is that, and I'll go to the beginning of it, okay? Is that you can start things like a YouTube channel. People started in their 50s, their 60s to launch something.
Being in front of the camera this time around, that's why I wanted to talk about all these things in my podcast, like using your intuition and finding creativity. These are all things that I've learned and kind of discovered again. I feel like if, you are, say you work a full-time job, I'm not talking about you, but like anybody, you're in a full-time job and it's okay, you're cushy, you got a job, but you always wanted to do something or be something. You know what? It is not too late, girlfriend, boyfriend, to go reinvent. Do it again. Start it now. Even if it's on the side, like start doing it. I mean, look at like Oprah and like, people like Julia Child. She started her show when she was in her 50s. David Ogilvy started his ad agency in his 80s. You hear about it all the time. So that's why I talk about passion. Passion.
You heard it. I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was an inspiration to what you can do. And it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Okay? Now let's jump over to the second story. The second story is about a woman. She's 48 years old. Sorry, she's 40 years old. I aged her a little bit too much. She had a 6-figure job at a nonprofit, okay? She was at a nonprofit organization. And she got really good benefits. She was fully remote. She was comfortable. And then she was in a car collision. Let me make sure I get the right one. Here it is. This is the right one. She was in a car collision on her 39th birthday. A tractor trailer hit her. Nobody was seriously hurt, but it was a wake-up call for her. She said this: I could have been taken out. And the fact that it was on my birthday made it significant. It was a reminder that I only have one body and time is not infinite. She launched her own consultancy And guess what it's doing? It's thriving. Her quote, just because you were something in one season doesn't mean you have to stay like that in the seasons that follow. Now, the reason I'm sharing these two stories of these awesome people, and her name, by the way, is Christina, in the article on Business Insider is that titled, I collided with a tractor trailer on my 39th birthday. It was my wake-up call to leave my job and start my own company. But the reason I'm sharing these two stories is because both were mid-career. Both faced disruptions. Both bet on themselves instead of waiting. Neither had a guaranteed outcome. And guess what both of them are doing right now? They both are thriving. I want you guys to type bet in the chat if you're ready to bet on yourself. Type bet in the chat. Now let me connect this to what the economy is telling us right now. Because the macro data dropped on yesterday and it paints a very specific picture. The NAHB Housing Market Index, that's builder confidence. It dropped to 36 in February, 5-month lows, missed expectations. Buyer traffic fell to 22 on a scale where 50 is neutral. 22 means almost nobody is showing up to look at new homes. Mortgage rates at 6.09%, barely moving. Construction added 33,000 jobs last month. But when builder confidence has fallen 5 straight months, that means hiring is going to slow. Okay? That means hiring is going to slow, guys. That's what the data is telling us. Also, the US and Iran, they reached what they're calling a guiding principles on a potential nuclear deal. Oil dropped below $63 a barrel. If a deal materializes, analysts project oil could head towards $50, which is good. Cost of gas and everything else is low. You won't be spending as much money. If oil drops, guess what happens? Everything else drops. Now, for everybody watching, especially for you guys here in Texas, this matters. If oil drops below $55 a barrel, upstream producers in the Permian Basin, they start freezing hiring. Oil field services companies, they start cutting. Field engineers, rig workers, support roles. But refiners and transportation companies, they benefit from the cheaper crude oil. Airlines benefit from the lower jet fuel. Logistics companies benefit from lower fuel costs. There's winners and there's losers, even within the same industry. So here's the read on this full dashboard. Unemployment, 4.3%. It is improving. Inflation, 2.4%, cooling towards the Fed's second rate cut. But either way, the Fed is looking for a 2% target and inflation is at 2.4, which is good. It's cooling. ISM manufacturing, 52.6, an expansion for the first time in 12 months. S&P 500 near its all-time high. So the economy is okay. It's not great, but it's not collapsing. It's okay. The problem is the distribution. Healthcare added 95% of January's jobs. Without healthcare, the economy lost jobs. Software stocks fell 17% in 16 days. Real estate brokerages dropped 16% as well. The averages look fine. Your sector might not. I want you guys to type signal if you work in energy or real estate. Type signal in the chat. Okay? So we have two people who repositioned themselves before they were forced to. And we have an economy that's fine on paper, but brutal in details. We also have a housing market that's frozen at 6%. I mean, like, that's a lot better than it was before. So things are improving. And we have an energy market facing geopolitical disruption. So the question is, where is the money flowing? Where are the safe harbors? And what does the proof look like when positioning yourself works? I'm going to show you guys. Stay with me on this segment, okay? This one right here is about to be good. Where's the money going? Okay. We just spent 30 plus minutes talking about displacement. I do that on the show quite often. Sorry if you thought that was bad news, but it was the data. It's data. It's not good news or bad news. It's data. But let me show you where the opportunities are. Because the same economy that's cutting in some sectors is hiding like crazy in others. We have 3 signals from earnings this week. Number 1, Medtronic, the medical device company. They just posted their strongest revenue quarter in 10 periods. $9 billion, revenue up 8.7%. Diabetes segment up 14.8%. Healthcare is absolutely crushing it, guys. Absolutely crushing it. Healthcare created 95% of the January 130,000 jobs. Medtronic's results confirm that this is not a blip. It is structural. And here's a career path that nobody talks about. Medical device sales. 80,000 to 150,000, including commission. You don't always need a medical background. But if you got strong B2B sales experience, you can transition into medical device sales. You can make a whole bunch of money as well. Number 2, BAE Systems, Britain's biggest defense company. They just reported an order backlog of 113 billion, up almost 8 billion from last year. Revenue up 10%. Record capital spending near 1 billion. In 6,800 apprentices, graduates, and interns in training. BAE is crushing it, guys. Why? Oh, whoa, you know why? Because of defense. Defense and aerospace. That's why. Let's go to the BAE page when they talked about their 2025 results.
2025 was a busy and successful year for our business. Thanks to our employees around the world, we've delivered mission-critical capabilities to our customers and achieved another year of strong operational and financial performance. Our double-digit increases in sales and profits and record order backlog show the high demand for what we do. And in a world of growing and increasingly challenging security threats, this work has never been more important. We supported the UK government in landmark agreements with NATO allies, boosting security through collaboration. With the Republic of Turkey for Typhoon aircraft, and with Norway for Type 26 frigates.
Crushing it. Defense is the most structural bullish sector in the global economy right now. Between BAE and Leidos alone, over 160 billion in combined unfilled orders. We talked about Leidos on yesterday. Europe's defense spending is accelerating, and they need people. They need engineers. They need cybersecurity specialists. They need program managers. They need technicians. And if you can get a security clearance, that's the single biggest career accelerator in the defense sector. Okay. Number 3, Kenvue, the company that makes Tylenol and Listerine and Band-Aids. They beat earnings this week. Self-care sales are up 1.5%. Essential health up 6.1%. But they also cut 770 jobs because Kimberly Clark is buying Kenvue for $49 billion. The deal closes in the second half of this year. Combined company, $32 billion in revenue, $10 billion brands. Headquarters is going to be here in the beautiful state of Texas in Dallas. That merger will need integration talent by Q4. So they will need project managers. They will need supply chain specialists. They will need IT systems integrators. They will need change management consultants. If you are in Texas, this is your backyard. Check out Kenvue and Kimberly Clark. That acquisition should be closing later on this year, guys. Type position in the chat if you're moving to one of these sectors. Okay. Now, before I get I get further in the show, I want to stop and recognize what's happening in this wonderful community that we have here that have been with me for a number of years, some of you, and number of months and number of days for you new folks. We appreciate each and every one of you. New folks, introduce yourself to the people in the chat. We are here to support you. We are here to chop it up. We are here to learn from each other. But because we're talking about companies replacing workers and CEOs admitting that AI is coming for jobs, one thing I would tell you is that the ladder climbers in this community are moving. One of our community members, okay, the life of Cam, 99, Lieutenant Cam, Mr. Miller, started studying for his PMP back in July. After consulting with our big brother Damien, who has a PMP. Cam was consistent. Then life hit him. Got sick, had a surgery, spent about 2 months recovering, came down here and visited me, still kept studying. Then he scheduled himself for the exam. He misread the exam time zone. Had to pay an extra $275 to reschedule the exam. It was an expensive lesson for him. And guess what? He didn't have any damn excuses either. No excuses. Yesterday morning, he passed the PMP certification. But here's the part that matters for everyone watching. He told his supervisor that he earned the PMP. Her response? She said it gives the entire team a competitive edge during contract and recompete season, and it makes him more valuable in negotiations. Let that sink in. He said, bragging the right way is just communicating value. Stop being humble about things that you work on and things that you work for. Stop being humble about the things that you work for. If you work hard for something, talk about it. Don't be humble. Talk about it. That's how people know that you're good at it. I want you guys to type his name in the chat. Type his name in the chat. Put Life of Cam in the chat to recognize him. Let him know. He's a lieutenant. He's the man that makes a lot of this happen. Okay? And that's not the only win. Another ladder climber heard me talk about certifications on the show on yesterday. Went and completed the Cisco AI Tech Practitioner course. Now studying for the exam. And she's building an AI project to critique speeches and presentations. That's not just studying. That's building. That's the portfolio. Another community member working on data, analytics skills, and before finishing the course, he's building apps. He's building voiceover apps. He's building agents. He says, I'm hungry, but I don't want food. That's the energy of this community, guys. That is what positioning looks like. Real positioning. Okay? While 6 companies are admitting that they are replacing humans with AI, our community members are making themselves harder to replace. One added a PMP certification. Another added an AI certification to her arsenal. A third is building before he is asked to. That's the difference between being on the replacement list and being on the retention list. Now, let me give you the certification roadmap, okay? Before I even do that, I want to go to a question that was asked yesterday by Abdil. He left a super chat, and I'm getting better at recognizing super chats, guys. I use a different screen that doesn't show the super chats, and I need to get better at that. But Abdil, I appreciate the super chat, the $5 super chat that you sent me on yesterday. And your question was, for an all source analyst, what is the single best certification that you can get? So he's asking the question that he does everything an analyst does. Data analyst, business analyst, all that sort of stuff. And what is the best AI certification that he can get? Well, you're a jack of all trades of analysts. There isn't a single AI analyst for jack of all trades. You got to start with one and you got to build on it. You got to think about it. The analyst role lives in the intersection of data, intel, systems. So you got to have certifications in all different areas. And you can start with, if you're looking for free education, IBM Skills Build AI Fundamentals Badge. Okay. It's about 10 hours. It's free. Then you can go to Google Cloud Gear program. Then you can do a Power Cert. Then you can do the CompTIA Security A Plus that just was released on February the 17th, which was yesterday. Stacking is going to be the best way that you go about learning for everything of an analyst, not just one specific thing. If you were a data analyst, of course, we'd say do the Google Data Analytics course, the professional one. But you said everything analyst. So now you got to stack degrees, stack certifications, excuse me. But let me give you the certification roadmap, guys. All right. Certification roadmap. Google Cloud Gear Get Certified program is completely free, instructor-led, free exam voucher worth up to $200. Registration closes on March the 11th. If you are employed by a company that uses Google Cloud, this is the best free certification opportunity that's available right now. All right. Okay. Oracle OCI Foundations Associate. It's free. Start anytime. HubSpot Academy. Every certification is free. Digital marketing, inbound sales, content marketing, revenue operations, IBM Skill Build. They have over 1,800 free courses in excuse me. Man, my throat got dry right there. But they have 1,800 free courses in AI, cybersecurity, and data analytics. Every single one of these is free. Every single one of these makes you harder to be replaced. And while we're at it, let me give you guys a good understanding of what I built for you in 2026. I built the 2026 Career Protection Playbook. Okay. It is business intelligence translated into career strategy. Everything that we do on this show. Inside the playbook, you get a framework to know your risk zone for AI automation, the 5 skills that actually matter in 2026, a 30-day quick start action plan, a weekend action plan with 5 specific moves, and the Daily Climb newsletter delivered to your inbox at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. The professionals who survive 2026 are not waiting for permission. They are building career insurance right now. Link is in the description. And every single one of these community wins that I just shared with you guys, from the Life of Cam to Big Suggs to Alaquandria to Danny to the ladder climbers that we talked about on yesterday, ML, every single one of these community members, the win started inside the Patreon. One member consulted with another ladder climber before starting this PMP journey. Another heard about certifications on this show and took action. The strategy, the accountability, the playbooks, that's what we build together. Patreon.com/Black Heights. Link is in the description, okay? So in this segment, we talked about healthcare. We talked about defensive aerospace. We talked about consumer health. We talked about certifications. We talked about community proof. The opportunities are real. But here's the thing, you got to move. You can't wait. You have to take action. And let me show you what's coming in the next 48 hours, because 3 things are about to happen that will shift the picture. Okay? Stay with me on this next segment. 2 things that you need to watch for in the next 48 hours. Number 1, today is one of the biggest earning days of the season. Booking Holdings, DoorDash, Carvana, eBay, Analog Devices, they are all reporting today. Together, these 5 reports tell you, is travel demand holding up? Is the gig economy sustaining? Is customer spending and consumer spending healthy? Is small business thriving? And is semiconductor companies, is there still strong demand for them? Watch for any company that mentions headcount optimization or efficiency on their earnings call. That language means cuts are coming. Number 2, and this is a big one. Walmart reports earnings tomorrow morning. This is the consumer health indicator for 2 reasons. 1, because Walmart is the largest private employer in America. They have 2.1 million associates. How they talk about hiring and labor costs matters more than any other company in the United States, okay? 2, Walmart has been gaining market share across all income brackets, including households making over $100,000. When even high-income consumers are value-seeking at Walmart, that tells you about the entire consumer economy. And here's the career angle. Walmart already announced 3,000 new pharmacy team lead roles, $28 to $42 an hour, no degree required. That's $58,000 to $87,000 a year. They are also deploying AI tools to 1.5 million associates through something called the Element platform. 65% of stores are serviced by automation. The motto, automate tasks, upskill people, not eliminate people. That's Walmart's strategy. And here's the thing, if Walmart raises guidance tomorrow, the consumer is resilient and retail hiring holds. If Walmart warns about weakness, that's a red flag for the entire economy. Mark Thursday. We're going to cover it live, okay? Now, here's your action plan for the week. 3 moves. You know we give you solutions on this show. We're not one of those shows that just talks about all kinds of craziness and doesn't give you solutions. Here are your 3 moves. Move number 1, the AI survival audit. This week, answer 1 question. If your company announced an AI partnership with some companies like Accenture or Infosys, Deloitte, McKinsey, you need to understand which side of the cut that you're going to be on. If the answer is, I'm not sure, that is your answer. You should start this week. Pick 1 AI tool relevant to your job and learn it. Volunteer for any AI related project at your company. Document what you build. Post it on LinkedIn or post it on YouTube and then share it on LinkedIn. One of my ladder climbers that I was talking to yesterday was asking how do they share what they're learning on LinkedIn or in the world. I said, you got to create video. You got to create video showing yourself using AI. That's the way to go about doing it. If you want to position yourself being one of the AI experts and so forth, you got to show videos of you doing it. That's proof. Move number 2, the Texas energy check. If you work in upstream oil and gas, start networking with downstream refining companies now. The Iran deal could reshape the energy market in months. Refiners benefit from cheaper crude oil. Transportation and airlines benefit from lower fuel. Get ahead of it. Move number 3, to build before you need to play. Whether it's a certification, a side project, an AI tool that you've been meaning to learn, start before you are forced to. The 85% success rate goes to people who move before the muted Teams calls. The 55% rate goes to the people who wait. Type action in the chat if you are implementing this week. Type action in the chat, guys. And if you want accountability, if you want specific guidance on your situation, you can book a coaching call with me, www.nextgenheights.com. If you want to build AI skills alongside people who are already doing it, join us on Saturday mornings, www.patreon.com/BlackHeights. Life of Cam did a wonderful AI framework session on Thursday, discussing the MAP and the AIM frameworks. Check it out on our Patreon. Okay. The earnings calendar gives you the signals. The action plan gives you the structure. Now let me bring it all together, okay? Let me bring it home. 3 things that I want you guys to remember from this show today. Number 1, 6 major companies said it out loud. Klarna went from 7,000 to 3,000 and is targeting below 2,000 by 2030, potentially sooner. The creator of one of the most popular AI coding tools said software engineer as a title is going away this year. Telstra showed us the exact playbook. AI automates, offshore handles the rest. Natural attrition does the quiet work. The 12 to 24 month window that Morgan Stanley described, it's open now. It won't be open forever. Okay. Number 2, healthcare. All right. Healthcare, defense and aerospace, consumer health. These sectors are growing. Housing is frozen. Energy faces geopolitical risks. Traditional software is getting compressed. We saw the stock sell off in traditional SaaS software. Here's the thing. The averages look fine. Your sector might not be. Get on the right side, okay? Number 3, the largest private employer in America report earnings on tomorrow. Their guidance tells you everything about where consumer jobs are headed. And their approach to AI is to augment, not to replace. That is the motto that creates careers. That is the company that you ultimately want to work for. We're going to cover the Walmart guidance on tomorrow. We'll discuss it on the show, so you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned in, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you can't catch the live show every morning, make sure you are subscribed to the newsletter. Every single weekday, you get a full recap, the data, the stories, the strategies, everything that we covered today, delivered straight into your inbox at 11:30 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. You will have it in your inbox so you can talk in the afternoon about what's going on in the world today, in the business intelligence world. Link is in the description, okay? Also, if this show has helped you see the market more clearly today, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Every subscriber that hits the subscribe button, it helps us reach more people navigating this economy. It helps us grow this channel, and I need every single one of you guys, and I'm appreciative of every one of you guys, okay? Tomorrow on the show, here's a quick preview. We're going to be talking about the Walmart earnings, especially if it's announced before the show starts. We'll bring down what the largest employer is telling us about the America economic future. Plus, we're going to cover what Bookings and DoorDash and Carvana reviewed about consumer spending. We'll find that out tonight, and I'll be able to pull the reports in the morning to put a story behind it. You don't want to miss tomorrow's show. It's going to be a fantastic show. All right. Newsletter is in the description. The link is in the description. You get the full recap of everything that we've covered today, all the certification links and so forth. So you can just click on it. You don't have to remember any of that sort of stuff because you got so much going on in the mornings. It gets in your inbox before your first afternoon meeting. Okay. Like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Turn on notifications. We are here 7:25 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. Share this with someone who works in tech. Share this with someone who works in telecom. Share this with someone who works in consumer goods. Share this with someone who works in hospitality, because they need to hear what the market is telling us this week. All right. Man, guys, 6 companies said it out loud. Klarna went from 7,000 to 3,000 and is headed towards 2,000. The AI tool creator, the creator that made Claude, said software engineering is going away. Andrew Yang said millions of pink slips are coming. But on yesterday, one of our ladder climbers passed his PMP after surgery, after setbacks, after a $275 mistake rescheduling. And his supervisor told him it makes the entire team more valuable. Here's the thing, that's a choice. You can be on the replacement list or you can be on the retention list. The old saying was dress for the job that you want. Now it's position for the job that you want. It's your move. Okay? This is the Daily Climb. I'm Antoine Wade. Keep climbing, guys. Okay? Before I get out of here, I got to acknowledge the people in the chats. Who's all in the house today, guys? Who's all in the house today, man? Make sure I didn't get any super chats in here first. All right. So I want to acknowledge those. But Jack, good to see you. Jason, good to see you. The Life of Cam, always good to see you. GWYZ again, good to see you. Alaquandria is in the house. STI Exterior is in the house. Good to see you, Darren. As always, my man, keep studying hard, keep working, keep grinding. Derek Weed, good to see you. Big Suggs is always making the moves, man. Well, Sylvia Rosa's in the house. Good to see you. Miss Wade is in the house. Aisha Bilge is in the house. Dancing Measures, good to see you. Nike's in the house. Ant Dog's in the house. Ant Dog, get your workout in today? I was in the gym, man. I was the first one in the gym this morning, guys. I walked in there at 3:27. Doors locked. I had to get the lady to open it up for me. Good to see you, Kim. All right, guys, go and have a good, fantastic day. I said a good, fantastic day. Free Think, good to see you. Have a fantastic Wednesday. We will see you all tomorrow. Go out there and crush it, okay? Take care now. Bye.